Welcome back, everyone. Hope you're having a good week so far. Don't forget to check out the channel for anything you might have missed recently, including the shorts section, and make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and my other content. So, there's an interesting, I guess sort of interesting article from Variety that is being talked about today. A lot of it is about Aquaman 2 and supposed drama that was happening on set, you know, talking about that Amber Heard almost got fired and stuff that she alleged happened on set and all this drama, and I'm not going to get into all that nonsense because that's what I think it is. I think it's nonsense and a bunch of BS. I don't really believe the stuff that she said was happening on set. If you want to know more about that, read the article. But an interesting thing was pointed out regarding the DC universe as a whole. As we know, Aquaman 2 or Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom will be like the last movie that we get with the current DC universe, these cast members as we have known them over the past decade. So that's kind of the end of that DC universe, and then we're going to be getting a new DC universe from James Gunn and Peter Safran, starting with Superman Legacy. Or wait, was it Blue Beetle's the first one? Or wait, Creature Commandos? We don't know because it's a mess, and everything he says is it's the start of the new DC universe. What I want to talk about in this article is what it says here. In fact, none of the stars cast by Zack Snyder for 2016's BVS, Justice League, including Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Gal Gadot, Ezra Miller, and Momoa. He didn't mention Ray Fisher in there, but I guess that's kind of a given since he didn't get his own film. All the rest of them have had other roles in the DC universe since then, but will reprise their roles in the new DC universe in character. Momoa may return, just not as Aquaman. Sources say the actor has engaged in talks to play Lobo, either in the 2025 reboot Superman Legacy or in a standalone film. And in that same vein, it talks about, you know, how it's weird or kind of strange that those main DC Justice League characters won't be returning in, you know, those roles, but that other people such as Viola Davis as Amanda Waller and John Cena as Peacemaker and, you know, some of the other Suicide Squad members will be returning. So, which we know, and I've talked about that recently as well. This is not, this shouldn't be news to anybody. Like, we know this. This is not surprising. James Gunn has made it seem like, oh yeah, we're in talks to do this, and we've talked to this person, and we're having discussions with this person, and this. But then those people come out and say something that's totally opposite of that. So we know that those people are not coming back. However, I think Gal Gadot and Ezra Miller and possibly Jason Momoa were the ones that were still kind of like, we don't know. Because with Ezra Miller, you know, we got the Flash movie a couple of months ago. Did not do well in theaters, despite having an overall pretty positive, you know, general reception, but didn't do well in theaters, and they haven't really said anything one way or the other if Ezra Miller is going to be returning as the Flash, as Barry Allen in the new DC rebooted universe. I don't think so, though. I wouldn't think so. But James Gunn is always like, oh, the door is open, blah, blah, blah. Same with Gal Gadot, except that her situation's a little bit more interesting because she actually said that they told her, James Gunn and Peter Safran told her that they would like her to be Wonder Woman in their universe in some way, shape, or form, and that they are going to do another movie with her. But then insiders or people with knowledge said that that's not what's happening and that she's not getting another movie. So it's like, typically we would, you know, go with what the actual actor is saying, because she's saying that she was told directly from James Gunn and Peter Safran that they want to work with her. But, and it's not that I don't believe her. I believe that she repeated what she was told. I don't believe what they told her is true, just personally. I don't think that what James Gunn and Peter Safran told her is actually what's going to happen. I believe she's just repeating what she was told. And so I believe her that they told her that. First of all, in their first little announcement for, you know, Gods and Monsters Chapter 1 of their DC slate, they didn't have anything to do with Wonder Woman except Paradise Lost series, which I don't think will have anything to do with Gal Gadot or Diana in general, because I think it's going to be a prequel, you know, Themysciran history and all of that, which sounds interesting, but I don't think she would be involved in that. I could be wrong, but that's just that's what I think. But they didn't have anything mentioned. They didn't mention anything about another Wonder Woman solo film or really anything else to do with Wonder Woman. So I think it's kind of surprising that they would tell her that they want to move forward with her and give her a third movie. Especially because they didn't want anything to do with Patty Jenkins' movie that she had turned into them for her third film, which I made a video recently about some of the details that came out about that as well, if you want to check that out. And I think that's a very messy situation. It's very sticky. And with Jason Momoa, pretty much since James Gunn and Peter Safran were made official heads of DC co-leaders, it's kind of been this like rumor or skepticism that Jason Momoa will return or will continue, but not as Aquaman, rather as maybe Lobo. I think that's also strange to have them show up, have any of the current cast members return as different characters. I mean, it wouldn't be as strange if they had done some kind of movie or something to show that like the universe is now different. They could have done that with The Flash, which James Gunn thought they did. He said that they reset everything. Didn't seem like that to me. They just were like, oh, okay, Aquaman 2 is going to be the last movie in this universe, and then we're going to start over with a new universe, which is fine, but it would have been a better transition if they had actually ended the current universe with a movie. Something that puts, that ties it up and gives it some kind of conclusion with the current cast members. And then, go from there with their new universe, but they didn't do that. And I think that would have been a better way to go about it. Another interesting thing that this article brings up is it says that some on the lot, Warner Brothers lot, are convinced that another company, most likely Universal, will buy Warner Brothers within 2 years, making recent DC subplots and upheavals feel quaint. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I really wouldn't. People have said this for, in the recent weeks, months, whatever, that maybe Universal might be interested in taking over with Warner Brothers. Who knows? I mean, I honestly would be very surprised. I'd probably be more surprised if they get past maybe their first 2 movies in this new, Gods and Monsters. I don't think it's going to result in a whole bunch of movies and series. I really don't. I just think that they are starting with an uphill battle. They didn't get off to a smooth start, which I guess transitions can be very rocky when it comes to this. But I just think they made it even more difficult for themselves the way that they chose to go about it. I'm not hating on it or anything like that. I'm not saying anything because of the Snyderverse, not anything like that. I just think the way that they chose to start it off is not going to work in their favor. I just think DC fans are checked out at this point, and people are not invested as much as they used to be. As far as maybe another studio, maybe Universal or something taking over in the next couple of years, I do think that is, it's not a stretch. I think David Zaslav is probably going to have very high expectations for Superman Legacy, and if it doesn't meet those expectations, that's going to be a very big tell. And it's going to set the tone really for, I think, how they proceed with, the rest of their universe. And by that time, James Gunn's contract is going to be kind of like on its last year. Is he going to get a new contract? Are they going to renew it? Are they going to continue? I think Superman Legacy is going to have a lot to do with all of that. We'll see what happens. So share your thoughts below. Thank you guys for all of the support. Check out the links in the description. Check out my merch shop if you're interested as well. There's a link in the description. And anything you might have missed recently on the channel, don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.